Good day, this is Frontline News. I'm Abigail Smythe. Here are the top stories. The family of an American woman who was found murdered in Montego Bay, St. James on Saturday is speaking out. They are puzzled as to why she was killed. 26-year-old Desiree Hyacinth Gibbon of Queens, New York, arrived in Jamaica in October. She was on a 3-month stay when she was found dead in Anchovy. WPIX in New York had this report.
Family, mom and dad were supposed to travel to Jamaica this morning, and they were looking for answers, trying to figure out how all of this happened, and ultimately wanted to bring their daughter's body back home here to New York City. But they just got word when they were at the airport their flight had been canceled. Desiree Gibbon chased her dreams to Jamaica in search of musical talent to bring back to the city.
She was a magnet. People just come to her and just want to get to know her and be her friend, and you just build this bond with her.
The 26-year-old Wanderlust was found murdered far removed from the ritzy resorts and cruise ships of Montego Bay.
I'm definitely numb. I think I'm past the sad part now. I'm angry. I need answers. My priority is to bring her home.
Gibbon left home for the island several weeks ago. She was staying at her uncle's resort and hadn't been heard from since Thanksgiving. Last weekend, local police found her beaten body and throat cut on a rural road. Finally, on Tuesday, her uncle was notified his niece had been killed.
Time period that she was murdered, I think there was either 9 or 12 other murders in the same area.
Back home, her boyfriend believes Gibbon was too trusting of the new island friends she made.
Talk to anyone, very trustworthy, which I warned her about.
Jamaica is a beautiful country, draws a lot of people yearly. However, women, I advise them, do not travel there alone. It can be very dangerous. The men will lure you, and they will try to either con you, take you into a lonely area, and God help you what happens after that.
And what happened to her still remains a mystery. The town that she was in, St. James, local reports say that there have been over 300 murders in that small town alone this year. 12,000 people live there. Compare that to New York City, where the murder rate is at over 250 people citywide this year. Her mom and dad will try again to head there tomorrow.
More than a dozen motorists were prosecuted in St. Catherine Thursday night after blue lights were seen on their vehicles. Under the law, blue lights are used only by police vehicles. Commanding officer of the Highway and Traffic Division of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, Superintendent Calvin Allen, said the operation was carried out in the St. Catherine North Police Division.
Since this one, we have removed some 15 pairs of plates from vehicles that were found to be in breach. And I am telling you that this is an operation that will be intensified, and we are looking at other charges that can be preferred against persons who continue to be blatant disregarders of the rule of law.
The police are planning to extend their clampdown to other parishes as well. The operation was conducted by the police and the Island Traffic Authority. The government has called the Jamaica Teachers Association, JTA, back to the negotiating table next week, Wednesday. JTA President Georgia Wall Richards confirmed receipt of a letter from the Finance Ministry. The JTA had warned that if there was no response by Friday, its action committee would be activated.
We have actually received communication from the government, and we are invited to return to negotiation on Wednesday. Well, our letter did indicate that we expect to be recalled with an improved offer.
The association has rejected the government's wage offer of a 6% increase over 2 years. The Micah University College and the Bashashar International University, BAU, based in Turkey, signed a Memorandum of Understanding on Thursday. As a part of this memorandum, BAU International committed to the provision of 107 scholarships valued at $3 million. The scholarships will benefit participating students to further their studies at the undergraduate or graduate levels at any one of the BAU's 9 locations across the globe. More from Okoye Radimari.
Speaking at the MOU ceremony, board member of the BAU, Paul Brunson, said the partnership seeks to foster a lasting relationship with the micro-university college. He noted that the BAU will recruit 200 English language teachers through its network for the 2018-2019 academic year and also renovate several schools across the country.
I am incredibly proud that we are able to forge this partnership. This partnership outlines three main areas that I believe are significant for Jamaica and also significant for BAU. The first is that BAU Global commits to renovating several schools here throughout Jamaica. And I've been traveling all throughout Jamaica for the last few days looking at schools that we will be working to renovate. The second is that BAU Global will offer 106 scholarships to Jamaicans to study in any one of our 9 campuses around the world, right? And the third, what I'm most excited about here, especially having this announcement here at this particular institution, is that BAU Global employs 400 English language professors, teachers, all throughout the world. It's our goal over the next few years to recruit at least 200 of those teachers from right here in Jamaica, and not only to provide them with full-time salary, but to also provide each one of those teachers with free graduate school tuition. Yeah. So in total, this is approximately a $3 million package, and this is only the beginning.
The MOU will run for 3 years with effect from November 30, 2017. Mr. Brunson was asked why one of the scholarships offered is dedicated to the Minister of Education, Youth and Information, Ruel Reid.
The reason why is because this is a historic partnership, and it was under the minister's leadership that the partnership was brokered. So to pay homage and respect for him leading this, that's the reason why we've created the Transformational Leadership Scholarship under his name.
In the meantime, President of the Micro-University College, Dr. Asborn Pinnock, expressed his gratitude.
Again, we want to thank you as we sign this MOU and to help us to develop this model that I think will go a far way in building our resources as we try to graduate more persons from tertiary education in Jamaica. A more educated nation is a more peaceful nation. A more educated nation is a more prosperous nation. A more educated nation is a bigger and a better nation.
Okoye Radimari, Frontline News.
Opposition spokesman on tourism, Dr. Wickham McNeil, has called on Minister of Tourism Edmund Bartlett to provide answers on the amount spent to host this week's United Nations World Tourism Organization conference in Montego Bay, St. James. This follows reports that the number of overseas delegates who attended the event was less than expected. Dr. McNeil wants the tourism minister to state whether 252 delegates attended instead of the 1,000 that were announced.
And that on top of that, they had about 110 paid or sponsored presenters and media. So the total overseas representation would have been 360 persons attending. Is that true or not true? Number two, of the over 100 ministers of government that he had said were going to attend this conference, we only saw a handful, somewhere around 10. And the question is that he has to clear up whether this is true.
Mr. McNeil says questions have arisen about the amount spent to organize the conference. He adds that Mr. Bartlett should state whether Jamaica benefited from the event.
This conference was budgeted to cost an extravagant $125 million. And the fact of the matter is that we understand, we have heard that he went back to government for more funds to support over expenditures and other things needed to support this cabinet. So he needs to say to the country what the real position is with the conference just finished, whether they had to go back for more funding so that we can see what the attendance was really like, how much was spent, so that the people of Jamaica can determine whether or not they got value for money out of this conference.
The conference was held on November 27 to 29. The spotlight is now on telecommunication providers Flow and Digicel amid a spike in complaints from their customers. The Consumer Affairs Commission, CAC, says the complaints are mainly about excessive charges for mobile data services as well as poor customer service. The CAC says customers have been bombarding its website with complaints over the last few weeks. The CAC is demanding answers from both companies.
The extended period of response time, no show of technicians with customer appointments, which can be very, very frustrating for consumers who stay home to meet with the providers of these services and they don't show up sometimes for days and weeks on end, and you're losing productivity in your various capacities. The conflicting instructions from customer service representatives to customers, so one will say one thing and another will say another thing, and just in general billing issues.
The CAC chairman is calling for Flow and Digicel to provide answers.
How are mobile data plans priced? The consumers need to know. And we're going to implore them to engage us with a full briefing on that so that we are in a position to exercise our mandate more effectively and the consumers will have more information in terms of how they access those services. What are the safeguards that are used to verify that when the consumer pays for those services, they actually get what they pay for?
Digicel and Flow are Jamaica's two major telecommunication service providers. The National Works Agency, NWA, says the timeline for major upgrading works between Eastwood Park Road and Manor Park in St. Andrew will be made public soon. The 3.5 kilometers of road will be widened to accommodate 4 lanes of traffic and improved pedestrian facilities. NWA Communication Manager Stephen Shaw said the project is aimed at reducing traffic congestion, which is a major problem for commuters along Constant Spring Road and motorists traveling to St. Andrew from St. Mary and Portland. The project will include improvements where Constant Spring Road intersects with Red Hills Road, West Kings House Road, Dunrobin Avenue, Shortwood Road, West Avenue, and Oakland's Apartment, Immaculate Conception High School, as well as the Constant Spring Tax Office and Oliver Road. There will be signalized intersections where Constant Spring Road connects with Mannings Hill Road, Constant Spring Terrace and Hillman Road, Clifton Boulevard, Manor Center, Manor Park, Stillwell Road, and Long Lane. Central Avenue will become a one-way road and a temporary bridge will be created near Manor Park. Sewer lines will also be upgraded. The NWA said 88 parcels of land will be affected by the expansion. Mr. Shaw revealed that negotiations are underway with the property owners. The Jamaican government will join international partners in helping to eliminate the slave trade in Libya. In a statement to the Senate on Friday, leader of government business Kamina Johnson-Smith said Jamaica, like many other countries, is appalled by reports of persons being sold as laborers in slave auctions. She said with the observation of International Day for Abolition of Slavery on Saturday, Jamaica will be placing focus on assisting Libya as well as weeding out instances of slavery in Jamaica. And it's time for a break. When we return, we'll have Frontline Business.
The city of Kingston comes alive with Kingston Music Week, a celebration of Jamaican creative tourism, awakening the sleeping giant. Enjoy live music, the hottest parties, and best creative workshops. Kingston Music Week, December 3 to 9.
RJR Kalina Communications Group presents Kingston Music Week 2017. Who's really up next? Fame FM invites you to Triple Century Sports Bar to find out. On Wednesday, December 6th, enjoy the latest and upcoming hits from the hottest new artists in every genre. Come see a live showcase from Diani, Leah Caribe, Kalia, Sean Antoine, Kimberly Nain, and many more. Fame FM keeps you ahead of the game with Up Next this Kingston Music Week. Admission.
Good day, I am Vaughn Thorpe and welcome to Frontline Business. The Coffee Industry Board might have to fork out more than $200 million as compensation for coffee destroyed last year due to a flood. The board's warehouse was flooded in September 2016 when blocked drains on Marcus Garvey Drive in Kingston caused the gully adjacent to the building to overflow. Coffee valued at $386 million was destroyed. There was only $130 million worth of insurance coverage. Now, speaking on Wednesday during Parliament's Public Administration and Appropriations Committee PAAC meeting, Quality Assurance Manager announced the highest average price appreciation of 44.7% for the September quarter relative to the previous quarter. In Friday's trading session, the JSE Combined Index declined by 110 points to close at 282,637. Overall market activity resulted from trading in 45 stocks, of which 12 advanced, 26 declined, and 7 traded firm. The junior market index declined by 34 points to close at 2,688. Among the winners were Barita Investments, Berger Paints, C2W Music, Cable and Wireless, and Honeybun. Stocks declined for Access Financial, CAC 2000, Caribbean Cement, Caribbean Flavors and Fragrances, and Carreras. Stocks traded firm for Caribbean Producers, Anrock Insurance, Jamaica Producers, KLE Group, and Main Event. Sagicor Group was the volume leader with over 1 million units, followed by an NCB Financial Group with 445,090 units, and Lasco Financial with 349,824 units. Let's now go to the foreign exchange market. The US dollar is being sold for an average $126.07. It's costing $95.15 for the Canadian, while the pound is being sold for $169.71 and the euro for $148.54. News in oil climbed on Friday, approaching its highest level since the summer of 2015, a day after OPEC and other major producers agreed to continue reining in output until the end of 2018 to try to reduce the global oil glut and boost prices. The Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries and some non-OPEC producers, led by Russia, agreed on Thursday to keep current limits on output in place until the end of next year, although they signaled a possible early exit from the deal should the market overheat and prices rise too far. U.S. crude ended Friday's session 96 cents or 1.7% higher at $58.36 a barrel, but finished the week 1% lower. Brent was trading at $63.67, up $1.04 or 1.7% a barrel. For the week, the contract was down nearly 0.5%. And that's it for Frontline Business. I am Vaughn Thorpe. Regional stories are next after the break.
RJR Cleaner Communications Group presents Kingston Music Week 2017.
The RJR Gleaner Communications Group, in association with the University of Technology, brings you a public forum on creative tourism in Kingston. Join us on Wednesday, December 6th at 3 p.m. at the TIC Conference Room, UTech. Take part in the insightful discussion with panelists Dr. Dennis Howard, Benny Watson, Orville Hall, Dr. Henley Morgan, and a special speaker from the Ministry of Tourism.
Violence against women and girls is a human problem, not just a woman's problem. It's a problem for men too. Gender violence takes many forms, including sexual assault, domestic violence, relationship abuse, sexual harassment, and sexual abuse of children. The magnitude of ongoing violence against women and children in our country is cause for alarm. We can end the violence. It requires all of us to end the violence. I call on all our men and women in Jamaica to take a stand. And men especially must get involved in this movement to create a better world for their daughters, their mothers, their sisters, their aunts, their uncles, their fathers, their sons, and for themselves. Let's protect and reassure. Let's unite to end gender violence.
RJR Gleaner Communications Group presents Kingston Music Week 2017.
Dance Expressions and Dancehall Hostel present a weekend of dance.
Alive!
Come learn the latest dance moves on December 8th to 10th at Phoenix Theatre, 8 Haining Road. Package costs $4,000 per person, including transportation. Come dance with the best and stay for the special Jamaican musical, Dance Evolution. From then till now, call 589.
Welcome back to Frontline News. In Trinidad and Tobago, more than $8 million earmarked to pay Virgin Atlantic for its continued service to the country has gone missing from the Tobago House of Assembly THA. The THA Chief Secretary Kelvin Charles confirmed at a press briefing earlier this week that an investigation has been launched into the matter. More from the CMC.
The Trinidad and Tobago Police Service and intelligence agencies confirm that the gang members are known by name, by street address, by location, by affiliation, by connection, by operation.
Latest intelligence indicates there are 2,459 gang members spread across the 9 divisions of Trinidad and Tobago. According to the intelligence, there are 55 Muslim gangs, 42 Rasta City gangs, 103 neutral gangs, and 11 unknown gangs, with Port of Spain having the highest concentration at 41 gangs.
Muslim gangs, there are 11 of them, with approximately 131 members. Neutral gangs, 5 gangs with approximately 53 members. Rasta City gangs, 25 gangs with 390 members.
But even with all this information, the Attorney General acknowledges that law enforcers are still limited in their ability to fulfill their mandate, as they are missing the legislative muscle to be provided by the anti-gang legislation.
Getting the nitty-gritty offenses, possession of narcotics, possession of firearm, money laundering, etc., is sometimes barreling down a very narrow tube. We want to have the ability to make sure that there are no more videos of gang activity or expressions that we are members of X gang and Y gang, and our gang does this and our gang does that. Don't you recognize what that is? That is a confession of gang activity.
The legislation, which was first brought under the UNT-led People's Partnership government in 2011, has since lapsed. The PNM government wants to bring it back, but the opposition had raised some concerns. The AG says because of the importance of the legislation, government will meet them halfway.
We're going to cut off the provisions that deal with seizing property, because we'll bring that in standalone law in civil asset forfeiture. So we'll cut that off. We'll put the law the same way it was, with only a few minor adjustments which are easy to explain. The main issues identified: do you have a criminal investigation unit? Do you have intelligence? Do you have witness protection? Is there enough material for successful prosecution? I've just dealt with that.
We apologize for the incorrect insert. And we'll take a short break. International stories are up next.
Communications Group presents Kingston Music Week 2017.
Hits after hits after hits at the Reggae Mill Bar that will keep you skanking all night.
Remember the songs used to make you rock away.
Thursday, December 7th, that's Hits at the Mill. Come jam to the smooth reggae hits and performances by your favorite reggae acts. Music by Tropical and Kiki. Gates open at 7 p.m. Admission $1,000. Devon House comes alive with